What's going on, guys? So I decided to play some Mystic Mine on Dueling Book. So Dueling Book is something that I don't really play on too often, but I also do really like Dueling Book quite a bit. Because it's like you can learn things from Dueling Book that you can't really learn from playing something like YGO Pro. And I decided to go ahead and make a video about it because I thought it'd be pretty interesting. So it's pretty much going to be similar to like previous videos because I like sped it up and everything. Because otherwise, like, this video would be like a 50-minute long video, but I was able to like really cut down the time. So yeah, I couldn't do Left Arm Offering because I set cards, of course. So I just basically just send things to Graveyard. And I really like playing this deck right here. I think it's just a really fun deck to play. You know, like I made a video about it before. This is pretty much just Jeff's Mystic Mine. So yeah, he's going to go ahead and just activate the engage. Since, of course, Orcas have to have, a Sky Striker engine in them also. Which we also have Demise of the Land, so I actually feel pretty good. So yeah, he's going to just go ahead and do some plays real quick. See his Graveyard. He goes into Trisbania. Has the Afterburner. Yeah, like I think the guy kind of misplayed by doing that. But he blows up the Afterburner. He blows up his own monster, so he blows up my Mystic Mine. Then he special summons the Gizmeg, and I demise the Land Helm. And, of course, he really loves my deck, as you can tell by the comments that he's saying. And I go ahead and just do the side deck, throw in some of those Lava Golems and the Kaiju and the Curse Seal, the Forbidden Spell. And that's also another cool thing about Dueling Book is I can show you, like, my actual, like, siding process also, whereas, you kind of end up missing that when I just show you replays of YGO Pro. So he has Allure of Darkness, Banish, sets a couple cards. Ends turn, which is kind of odd for him to do, but okay. And he has the Ash Blossom, but we have the Metaverse. And we have a couple win conditions. But I didn't want to do Final Countdown or anything because I didn't want him to destroy it and all that good stuff. So I chained that to the effect. But I believe he has Twin Twister. We'll find out in just a minute. So activate Mystic Mine, change Twin Twister, blows everything up. It's like, okay, cool. Actually, I'm not sure if Mathematician would miss timing or not on that. Because I think Metaverse would resolve, then that would activate. And then that would just make it where he couldn't do that, and then the Twin Twisters would be a new chain link. I actually didn't realize that until just rewatching this, but I'm pretty sure he can't do that. But it's whatever, I guess. But I guess that's something... You see, that's like the good thing about this is because the YGO Pro, like, he just wouldn't be able to activate Twin Twister if he's unable to do that. Because I'm pretty sure he's not able to do that. Because it would start a new chain link. So that's why you also want to play on this right here, because if you're playing in real life, you'd have to actually be able to pick up on something like that in order to actually call it out. Now, I'm pretty sure that's how it actually is. Like, I'm not 100% sure, but I'm mostly sure. I go ahead and just admit defeat. I just didn't think I could really do anything, even though I had, like, the Lava Golem and everything. Because, like, he could just, like, get all of his cards back out of the graveyard and just, like, plus again and just game me next turn, so... Go ahead and just swap some of these cards. Go ahead and hop into here. So I normal summon DDD Guide. And this is also like the first time that I've actually played Mystic Mine in a really long time. And I can't do the Goddess Scold because of the guide, or at least I won't be able to look at the top 3 cards of his deck. So he has Twin Twister, but I have the Curse Seal of the Forbidden Spell, and I pitched that. And then there's going to be a misplay here. So he chains Twin Twisters and actually let it go through. But technically he's not allowed to chain to a counter trap. But it's like I just haven't played Dueling Book in such a long time that's like... I kind of just let it go through, and I kind of realized it later on. I was like, wait, he wasn't able to do that. So I'm pretty sure I would have actually won this game if it wasn't for me allowing that to go through. Because that was like a misplay on my part. I shouldn't have actually realized that he wasn't able to do that. I kind of like Googled it right here because I was just like, I'm pretty sure that's the case. I did end up double checking on it later on. It turns out that he could not have chained to it because it's like a Twin Twister is like a spell speed 2, and then the counter trap is like a spell speed 3. So he can't just chain a Twin Twisters to that because the Twin Twisters is too slow. So I'm pretty sure I won't have actually ended up winning this match anyway. But otherwise, he pretty much ends up winning because he's going to just go into the Bulbasaur, then he's going to make the ding, and that's basically 8k damage, which you're just about to see in a minute. So he goes into that, and I'm just like, okay, dude, you got me beat. Go ahead and just take 8,000 life points because that's what's going to happen. But yeah, I could have won that, and I didn't really realize the Mathematician play until I'm like just a moment ago, which was interesting. So that's something to keep in mind, and that's why I think you should do YGO Pro also in addition to this. Because you could like learn a lot of things from YGO Pro because you're like, oh, I didn't know the card interaction worked that way. Whereas like on some like Dueling Network, you might end up like misplaying and not realizing something because you're used to it all being automated. And so yeah, we got this Light Sworn player. So yeah, it's charged with the Light Brigade. And this is the Chaos Light Sworn deck. I don't think I've really gone up against it before, but I did see like a deck profile on it because apparently some guy like topped with it, but like I actually don't know how good it is. But you can actually add Judgment Dragon to your hand using that new Star Leech card, which is actually pretty spicy because I thought adding Judgment Dragon to your hand just died after Eclipse Wyvern got hit and along with Snow, because you could banish the Eclipse Wyvern with Snow and then add Judgment Dragon to your hand from where you banished it with Eclipse Wyvern previously. But with the Star Leech, you can just add it to your hand from the graveyard, which I think is pretty spicy. And then you can run other like rank 8 dragons and do the same thing with it. So it's pretty interesting. I might have to actually test it out a bit. And he drops like Nateria Beast on me, and I was just like, I actually don't think I have an out to Nateria Beast. Because it's a quick effect, so you can just like negate Mystic Mine whenever I activate it. Even though I did have Metaverse, but like I actually don't know how the interaction works with Metaverse. Like, if I could activate Metaverse and he won't be able to negate the spell card with Nateria Beast, or if he'd still be able to. So I figured I would just activate Mystic Mind, see if he negates it. If he does, I'll just go game 2. Because I can just side in cards to deal with it. But if you're like at an actual event or something, you could actually call Judge. And you can call Judge on here also. I guess I just don't really want to call Judge. Or I'd prefer not to. So yeah, I have Prohibition. I call Twin Twisters. And I have the Judgment, I have the Demise of Land, so I'm feeling pretty good. And I got Oracle, so I can go ahead and, look at the top cards of his deck and just place them the way I want it. Go ahead and give him the brick on top. And then we have, yeah, but, like, I should have actually probably set Mystic Mine, but, like, in case you get the DDD guide. But at the same time, it also prevents you from getting ashed whenever you have the... Well, actually, it wouldn't prevent it because there's no monsters on the field, so it wouldn't be better to just set it. But I have the Extravagance, which I kind of misplay because I didn't banish the 3 more extra deck cards, and he kind of calls me out on it. And I'm like, oh yeah, I'm sorry, dude. Like, I'll go ahead and do that. Which, it doesn't really matter because I don't use my extra deck at all. So he's okay with that. Then Paw Duality. I didn't realize until later on that Paw Duality has like the little thing on top to where you can just hit the look at cards or whatever instead of doing it the way I did it. So we do that. I think I gave him the Judgment Dragon. So we just end turn. I didn't set the other Judgment because I still want to have like an open spot. So yeah, he just goes into those guys right there. And thankfully, he special summons into Nightmare Phoenix. I go ahead and Judgment it though, because I figured he was going to do this right here, where he pays like 1,000 life points to special summon that, and then I'll just change Demise of the Land to activate Mystic Mine. And at that point, I'm feeling really good. Because I have the Prohibition, I have the Goddess Skulls, and I have the Mystic Mine. And also I have Field Barrier in my hand. Yeah, so he just scoops. Go ahead and swap out some cards. Go ahead and finish siding. And he just immediately ends turn. I guess he doesn't want to put monsters on the field for my Mystic Mine. So I just set some cards. Card Demise for 2. And got into the left arm offering, unfortunately. Let's see. So I go ahead and just do Goddess Skulls to kind of stack his deck. See what he has going for him. Go ahead and give him that Glow Up Bulb. Go ahead and activate Wave Motion. Just send everything to the graveyard. Still have a Judgment, have a Dark Bribe, so that's still yet pretty good. But at the same time, it's not as strong of a field as I actually want. And, well, he's going to just normal summon that and attack, so maybe this deck just isn't that consistent, or he's just playing, like, too safe. So, you know, it's either way. Maybe his hand's just too bricky. His Lightsworns do brick quite a bit. Gave him that Fullest Burial. Didn't want him to, like, potentially pitch a card, draw 2, and mill 2. So he normal summons that guy right there. And he goes ahead and goes into Nightmare Phoenix. And I just go ahead and decide to let it go through because I was like, maybe you won't hit the Judgment. And he ends up hitting the Dark Bribe, which is good for me. So he special summons that right there. And at some point, he's going to misplay. So he activates Fullest Burial. And I'm like, okay, cool. And I believe he sends Danko Sekka to the graveyard. See in just a minute. Yeah, so he sends Danko Sekka. And then he activates Monster Reborn. And I'm just like, I'm pretty sure you can't do that. And it's like, yeah, Danko Sekka can't be special summoned. So I tell him that. And then he just quits. He just leaves. And I'm just like, okay, cool. I mean, even though I think he may have been able to put game on board, it all depends on what cards he actually has. He probably should have won that, but, you know, it's still yet a win, technically, I guess. So, normally I try not to activate Final Countdown in, like, a situation like this, but I did because I want to set the left arm offering. So that way I can Extravagance, and if the cards aren't that good, I can left arm offering to get my Mystic Mine. And I had a couple of negates. So he has Twin Twisters. Go ahead and Dark Bribe him. He draws. Twin Twisters again. And yeah, I just go ahead and let that go through. Yeah, Signet Mining. Okay, cool. All I have is a Field Barrier and an Extravagance. We're going up against this Thunder Dragon player. And this is something you probably shouldn't do because even when, like, you know, I'm probably going to lose, I kind of just stick around. Whereas I may have been better off just, like, quitting at some point. Because this is going to go on for, like, a decent while. So he's going to special summon that guy right there. Go into the tour guide. Special summon that. Go into the LP. And basically just watch him play the game. Even at this point, I probably should just scoop. Because he could probably, like, blow up my back row and then also, like, hit me for game. But I was kind of hoping he would just end up, like, try and play it overly safe. But then he goes into the Saryuja and it's like, okay. This isn't really a good position to be in. So he's going to just keep special summoning and linking away and adding cards to his hand and doing Thunder Dragon cards. The only thing I don't like about decks like this is that you're just standing here just waiting for them to do plays. You're just like waiting for them to like play the game, just watching them play the game pretty much. So yeah, pretty bad position. Like pretty much once you put like game on board, I just like quit, which is about to happen in just like a minute or two. So really and truly, you should actually just quit before letting all this stuff go through because it's kind of just wasting time. And if you're playing like an actual game, that's going to like hit into like your time rules potentially. So yeah, I'll just go ahead and quit like that. So DDD guide. You can't really do anything. Activate Mystic Mine. Set Curse Seal and set Dark Bribe. Wanted to play it a little safe. He just ends turn, can't do anything. And I got the Field Barrier, which makes you feel pretty good. Got the card Demise. Let's see, so I'll just set the Judgment, I think, yeah. And then I go ahead and set Left Arm Offering. And just end turn. So that way I get like a bunch of negates, so I'm feeling pretty good right now. And the Curse Seal, the Forbidden Spell, makes you feel really good. So he has Lure of Darkness, I'm like, I'll just let you draw one from Dark Bribe. He just ends turn. Go ahead and Paw Duality. Go ahead and get the Goddess Skulls, which is like almost like a win condition in a way, because you get that off and it's like you're just stacking their deck in a really good position. So he just scoops right once I get that. I can't blame him, because otherwise it's going to be a long, gruesome game of Mystic Mine. So get me some Kaijus. Just go ahead and finish that. I'm thinking about actually siding in like Waking the Dragons and putting in, let's see, what are those cards called again? Putting in like Raid Raptor Ultimate Falcon for like True Draco matchups. So I'll just go ahead and activate Mystic Mine and have the Field Barrier and have the Goddess Scold. And I have the Final Countdown, so I'm feeling pretty good right now. Activate Final Countdown. And then I have Dark Bribe. I just end turn. And then he activates that. And I told him, oh, you can't do that because of Mystic Mine. Then I was like, wait, never mind. You actually can because there's no monsters on the field. So Mystic Mine's not really doing anything. So he does that. Okay, cool. Just have to sit here and wait for him to play the game. So he goes ahead and activates the Mothman. Maybe he has like that danger that pops like face-up cards. So he special summons that, draws a card, and it's just like he can't do anything, so he just quits. Here's the deck profile. It's pretty much just Jeff's Mystic Mine. I changed it up just very slightly. So you get the 3 DD guide, so you can give them a monster. Then you got the 3 card Demise. You got the 3 Demise of the Land. You got the 3 Field Barrier. You got the Final Countdown, a win condition. 3 Goddess Scolds, which is basically a win condition in a way. 3 Left Arm Offering. 3 Mystic Mine. 3 Duality. 3 Extravagance. 3 Prohibition. 1 Terraforming. 2 Wave Motion Cannons, another win condition. 3 Dark Bribe. Metaverse. 3 Judgment. The side deck, we just got Kaiju, and then we got 2 Lava Golems. We got 3 Dark Ruler No Mores. We have 3 Cursil. And I threw in like Typhoons, just kind of experiment with it. It never really came up or anything. But like I'm kind of considering throwing in like hand traps and stuff, so that way you can like interrupt your opponent's play. So if they were to bring out like a ton of negates, you could potentially like stop them from bringing out so many negates. And then be able to like pop Mystic Mine on them and just like win the game. And then you have Unending Nightmare. But you can usually bait out enough negations to actually be able to play the game. Then extra deck, the extra deck doesn't really matter. Nightmare Phoenix, that guy right there. Link Spiders and Link Rebos and Reproductosauruses and Secure Gardenas and Traffic Ghost. I'm considering Waking the Dragon. Because you could have a hard matchup against like True Dracos. And if you do that plus Ultimate Falcon, you know, that could be a very interesting play right there. Especially if they end up like siding out their what's that card called? The Monarchs Erupt. And then you are able to throw out an Ultimate Falcon against them and they just literally have no out against that. If you're able to win game 1, you know, you just win whenever you do that. Or potentially set you up in a really good position.